Hi, this is Andrew Smith, and in this short video, I'm going to talk to you about why you don't need a social media manager, at least not yet. Now, you might be wondering what a social media manager is or what they do. Well, that's one of the things that we're going to define in this video. We're also going to talk about the pros and cons of hiring a social media manager, and then we're going to talk about a practical alternative you can use instead of having to hire a social media manager. And we're going to jump right into it. Okay, so what is a social media manager? In this image, you have all these different platforms represented: YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, whatever this domino one looking is, and this green thing. I mean, a lot of social media outlets out there. Of course, you, as a real estate agent, don't need to be on every one of them. I would certainly recommend selecting just a few to focus on. But the leading one out there is, of course, Facebook, with nearly 3 in 4 Americans using Facebook. And interestingly enough, the fastest growing demographic is 45 and older. So people are on Facebook, your prospects are there, your leads are there. It's where people are doing business, so it only makes sense for you to be there as well. Within Facebook's infrastructure, of course, you have a personal page and a business page. The personal page is where you engage with your family and friends. You know, these are people you know personally, your sphere of influence, if you will, but you have a limited reach with your sphere. But of course, you can invite your friends and family to your business page. But the purpose of your business page is to reach the general public, whether that be through organic posts or paid ads. And of course, you get to reach more people in that process. So limited reach with your personal page, unlimited reach, if you will, with the business page. Now, looking at the business page itself, the purpose of your business page is to bring you brand awareness. You know, this is so people know who you are as a real estate agent, know that you do business in their local market. And your page is going to be the vehicle to introduce you to that audience and to that market. So people, when they come to your page, they'll see that you are a real estate agent who can actually help them, which leads into another aspect of your business page, which is to provide content that positions you as a knowledge broker, meaning someone who knows a thing or two about real estate and who can help people when they need it. And of course, your business page will also facilitate your lead generation. Again, whether that lead generation be organic through people just showing up on your page and finding material that interests them, and they're willing to give up their contact information in exchange for access to whatever it is you're offering, or they see that same offer in an ad. Maybe it's an ad to see a certain list of homes under certain price in a certain geography, and they give up their contact information in exchange for access to that list. So all of that is sort of facilitated through your business page. And the vehicle that allows these results, you know, results where you have brand awareness, where people see you as a knowledge broker, where you're actually able to get leads, the vehicle that facilitates that is content, right? And content that is going to, again, give you brand awareness, position you as a knowledge broker, and content that will ultimately bring you leads. So when you post content to your business page, it has to be information that's going to position you in that way. So it's got to be informative. It's got to actually give people information they're not going to get from every agent. It's got to be educational. You should be teaching people with your content, similar to what I'm doing now. And then your content should also be value-based. It should be giving instead of asking for something. So in your content, you're giving value that's going to help your leads make a leasing, buying, or selling decision. Your content shouldn't be a post of you at settlement saying, if you know someone who needs a real estate agent, call me. That's not value-based content. Your content shouldn't be begging for appointments. It should be giving information that's positioning you in a light that's going to attract people to you. And that's the purpose of the content that should be posted to your business page. It should be content that attracts people to you. And of course, you can spend time posting this content, finding it, writing ad copy, and doing all those things yourself. Or you can hire an individual to do it, and that individual be a social media manager. So in effect, what is a social media manager is simply someone who posts content to your business page. So what a social media manager does is going to be different for every business that they're posting content for. So the degrees of engagement for a social media manager are going to be different for everyone, and certainly different for every real estate agent. And what a real estate agent would need in a social media manager is nowhere near what a big company would need. And that is what I want to talk about, because there is an alternative solution. And we'll take a look at that in a moment. But before we do, we want to talk about the pros and cons of hiring a social media manager. So some pros are going to be that it's going to save you time. Posting every day or however many times a day takes time away from you actually running your real estate business, actually talking to people, being on appointments, showing homes, doing listing presentations, all of that activity. To try to post every day and do all of that may be overwhelming for you, particularly as a solo agent. And it might be a challenge for you to come up with ideas for content on a day-to-day basis. Whether it's the ad copy that you'll have to write, finding the images and all that to come up with these creatives. It could just be way too overwhelming for an individual agent to do on their own. So hiring a social media manager in that regard may make sense. But looking at some of the cons of having or hiring a social media manager, one is obvious: it's going to cost you money. Every social media manager is going to work differently. Some may put you on let's say a 3-month contract. Each one is going to be different, but each one is going to charge you. So you have to take that into consideration. And of course, there's a time it takes to coordinate, to make sure that they're posting content that you want your audience to see, to make sure that the messaging is consistent with who you are. All that can take a little bit of time in coordinating with your social media manager. And one of the main things that I see is that they can be posting unbranded content. Now, even if they have the best intentions, what I've seen some social media managers do is post an article, let's say for Realtor.com. And I don't mean to single out any business, but what happens when someone goes to that article, from your business page, they're clicking on that Realtor.com article and they're going over to Realtor.com's website. It's Realtor.com's intention to convert that lead. Or convert that website visitor to a lead. So you would have in effect, had someone click on your post and then go off of Facebook, off of your atmosphere, if you will, onto a third-party website, and now they're engaging with that third-party website as opposed to engaging with you. So that's a big issue if your social media manager is posting content that's not branded and certainly is not going to your final website as a destination. And I see that as maybe the biggest issue, because even if you can afford a social media manager and you're not worried about how much time it takes to coordinate with them and all that, you still are dealing with, in many cases, unbranded content that could be working against you. So as I mentioned, there is an alternative solution to either the real estate agent who won't necessarily have the time and desire to go find all this content and post it on a day-to-day basis, and you don't want to hire a social media manager for the reasons that we just discussed and perhaps even more. And then there's this alternative solution. Now, this alternative solution, when you look at everything that comes with hiring a social media manager, time, the creativity, which again are positives, saving time, that is. But looking at the expense, the unbranded content, what if you could get updated relevant content that's real estate specific posted to your Facebook business page? And what if that content could be posted automatically Monday through Friday without you having to do anything to it? Meaning you wake up, and you go to your Facebook business page, and that branded real estate specific content is already posted to your page Monday through Friday. That content is also branded to both your brokerage and to you, so that when people click on that content and they go to an article, they're seeing your image, your brokerage branding, and your contact information, and they're also given an opportunity to engage with you as a lead through all of that content. That's, to me, is a better scenario. But then you add on to that, you've got education resources that train you on how to be a better marketer and how to provide information to your prospects and your leads that's going to position you again as a knowledge broker and someone who can help people when they need it. You can also get, with this solution, presentation slides. So as you're putting together your listing presentation or your buyer's consultation, you can have actual slides with updated information that's going to educate and inform the people that you're presenting to. And you get all of that with Keeping Current Matters, which is the resources that you get in that one solution, I think, is just incredible. And you get it all for only, at least as of recording this video, $29.95 a month. So you don't have to worry about, all the cons that go along with hiring a social media manager. Again, predominantly the fact that you could be dealing with content that's not really helping you. Okay, and of course, you as the agent, you don't have the time and don't want to deal with all that. $29.95 a month, you set all this up one time, and then it's running to your Facebook page until you turn it off. So you're getting all the benefits of having a social media manager without the expense, without the coordination, and without risking content that's not going to help you. And if you do want to check them out, you can go on their website, trykcm.com, and you can sign up 2 weeks free, check it out, see what they have to offer. You can even download their content within that 2 weeks time and have that content for your listing presentation. So you can have all this set up, $29.95 a month with a 2-week trial, trykcm.com. I don't get any money, any benefit from you going to that website. It's not an affiliate link that I get paid for. So I'm doing this strictly so that you can see the value and the benefit and not have to take on the additional expense of a social media manager, at least not yet. I mean, as your business grows and you start to scale, maybe you grow a team and that sort of thing, you can consider hiring someone like a social media manager, or at least an admin, maybe a cross-functional person that does all of that activity. But it's not something, at least starting out as a new real estate agent, that you would need. Keeping Current Matters facilitates exactly what a social media manager would do and more for a fraction of the cost. And in the next video, I want to show you how you can retarget your leads on Facebook using the Keeping Current Matters content. That's actually pretty cool. So like, subscribe, make sure you see the next video that I'm going to do on this subject. And I do appreciate you watching. I'm Andrew Smith, and I don't have any tagline or anything like that. Thanks for watching, and take care.